Most desktop aquariums look like they belong in a science lab or a dusty basement, but this little tank actually tries to be a piece of furniture. It has this clean, minimalist vibe that makes it look more like a modern art display than a traditional fish bowl. The first thing you notice is the acrylic. It is surprisingly light, which is a huge relief if you have ever tried to move a glass tank full of water and gravel. Because it is acrylic, it is also much clearer than standard glass, so you get a really crisp view of whatever you decide to put inside. The three-sided transparency is a nice touch because it lets you tuck it into a corner or keep it out in the open on a desk without it feeling like a bulky eyesore. Now here is the thing about these smaller tanks. Usually, the filtration is an afterthought, but this one actually puts the filter right at the bottom. It uses a 5-stage system that handles everything from biological to chemical cleaning, and it is surprisingly quiet. You barely hear the air pump running, which is a massive win if you're planning to keep this in a bedroom or a quiet home office. The ceramic media included in the kit is meant to help beneficial bacteria thrive, which is basically the secret sauce for keeping the water healthy without having to tear the whole thing apart every week. The white LED lighting gives off a nice, soft shimmer that makes the water look pretty lively, though it is definitely more for ambience than for growing a lush underwater garden. You get a simple on and off switch, which is fine, but it would have been cool to see some dimming options or a built-in timer. Setting it up is pretty straightforward, but you do have to be prepared to pick out your own decorations since the box is essentially a blank canvas. One thing to keep in mind is that because it is a 4-gallon tank, you are limited on what you can actually keep in there. It is perfect for a few small shrimp or maybe a single snail, but do not go overboard with the livestock. The acrylic is tough, but it can scratch if you are not careful with your cleaning tools, so stick to soft pads rather than anything abrasive. It is a bit of an investment for a small setup, but if you want something that looks sharp and keeps the maintenance relatively simple, this is a solid way to bring a little bit of nature into a tight space without the usual headache of a complicated aquarium setup. It is not perfect, but for a desktop display, it hits that sweet spot between form and function.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.